Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones have always seemed like one of those rare Hollywood couples that truly made it work, despite their 25-year age gap and all the ups and downs life threw at them. They've stuck together through illness, addiction, and parenthood. And this year was supposed to be a big one, their silver wedding anniversary.
I thank my lucky stars every day that I picked the right guy.
But according to insiders, things aren't as solid as they seem, and word on the street is that they might be quietly separating. Now, what's behind this sudden shift? Well, insiders are pointing to the age difference. Michael will turn 81 in September, and Catherine, at 55, is reportedly finding the strain harder to ignore. Sources close to them say, he looks more fragile than ever, and he's not as quick-thinking and mobile as before, and this has become a problem for Catherine, who has become more of a caretaker than a wife to him, and she's upset. It's tough. At this point, the age gap isn't just a number, it's something that's clearly affecting their everyday lives. Catherine wants to travel the world and play golf, make movies, and work with interesting people, but Michael can't keep up with her. Instead, he sits at home and worries about what's happening in the world. It's just a sad situation for them, the source revealed. This has led to a shift in their dynamic that no one saw coming.
He's a wonderful husband, he's a wonderful father, he happens to be a wonderful actor, but for us, he's just Michael's.
But wait, it gets even more complicated. Catherine is currently heading off to Europe to film her latest project, Kill Jackie. For those who are used to seeing them together all the time, this might be a big deal. The couple has become accustomed to a lifestyle where they split their time between their Bermuda and Mallorca estates, hopping between favorite spots whenever possible. But this time, with Catherine filming in Europe, things are changing. She'll be away for a while, and Michael, according to sources, is not thrilled about it.
I'm deeply concerned.
Can you imagine spending most of your life with someone, then suddenly they're not around? Michael's 80 now, and being on his own isn't something he's used to. Word is he's having a hard time with Catherine not being there. Douglas has even told friends he's not sleeping well without her. It's like missing his security blanket, he reportedly said. And let's be honest, if true, after all these years together, that's totally understandable, right?
Well, I think it's a valid point.
The couple's bond seems to have been rooted in their shared routines, healthy eating, daily exercise, and a mutual commitment to staying active.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic.
But with Catherine out of the picture for a while, Michael's routine has already gone out the window. Rumor has it he's skipping workouts and indulging in unhealthy food. Apparently, the actor isn't so good at taking care of himself without his wife around. He's a mess without her, the source claims. It's clear that Catherine has been more than just a wife to him. She's been his rock, his partner, and his motivator. So, is this sudden clinginess pushing her away? Well, it could be. As much as Michael has always been infatuated with her, maybe his need for constant reassurance is starting to wear thin on Catherine.
Yeah. Mixed feelings on that. We keep looking at each other and go, boy, I hope now we go, what else are we going to talk about?
You can't help but wonder, will this extended time apart be the breaking point for them? It's hard to say, especially when you look back at how their love story began, like something right out of a rom-com. The year was 1998, the Deauville American Film Festival was in full swing, and there were a lot of famous faces floating around. Michael Douglas had seen Catherine Zeta-Jones walking by, and something sparked in him. From there, he asked his publicist to set up a date for the pair. I had been told Michael Douglas wanted to meet me. I was a little nervous because I didn't quite know what he wanted to meet me about. The pair met in a bar, and Michael was a total gentleman. From there, he asked Catherine for a nightcap, and she agreed. Everything seemed like it was going swimmingly. Well, until the actor said to her, "You know, I'm going to be the father of your children." That's definitely some kind of pickup line, right? "You know, I've heard a lot about you, and I've seen a lot about you, and I think it's time that I say goodnight," she replied. Yeesh. Her response had Douglas thinking he might have blown his shot. However, he knew she was off to film Entrapment on a small island in Scotland, so he arranged to have roses waiting for her when she arrived.
And I got to my room at like 2 o'clock in the morning. They went, "Oh, you never guess what you got some gorgeous flowers from Mr. Michael Douglas."
Over 2 decades later, and Zeta-Jones still has the card from the bouquet. You know what the worst thing is about him saying that first night that he was going to have my kids? He was right, she said. Despite what Michael may have thought, the pair's friendship quickly grew. 9 months later, Catherine realized they were still having long conversations on the phone and fantastic dinner dates. So why weren't they together? He certainly didn't want me as an ex-girlfriend on his list, and I certainly didn't want Michael Douglas as an ex-boyfriend on my list. We looked at each other one day and said, "We're having a lot of fun together." However, before they took the next step, many people had questions about their age gap. The pair were born on the same day, September 25th, just 25 years apart. The actress found it funny that people fussed over their age difference because she and the actor's parents were the same age. Then on New Year's Eve, 1999, just a year and a half after meeting, Michael and Catherine took a trip to Aspen. They were both down with the flu, but the actor still thought it was the perfect moment to pop the question. She said yes to him and a $1 million vintage ring. It wasn't long before rumors began to circulate that the newly engaged couple was expecting, and this was the reason behind the proposal. We obviously were hoping to hang on to this information a little longer than expected, but Catherine's expecting, and both of us couldn't be happier, Douglas said, confirming the pregnancy. On August 8, 2000, the pair welcomed their son, Dylan Douglas. Michael already had a son, Cameron, from his first marriage to Deandra Luker, and he couldn't wait to be a big brother. In November 2000, the new parents tied the knot in an extravagant ceremony at the Plaza Hotel in NYC. Douglas's then 21-year-old son served as the best man, and their 3-month-old son was also there for the special day, of course. The couple opted to skip venturing out on a honeymoon to spend time with their baby. It doesn't get any better than this. 2000 is not going to be a year that's forgotten, he said. In 2002, Catherine discovered she was pregnant with her and Michael's second child toward the end of filming Intolerable Cruelty. The couple welcomed their daughter, Karis Zeta-Douglas, on Easter Sunday in 2003. For the next 6 years, the family of 4 lived in the tropical paradise of Bermuda. Douglas found that there was real solace in returning to the tiny island where he had about 70 relatives in one space. We were looking for a country place when suddenly I said, wait a minute, by plane, Bermuda's just 90 minutes from New York, less time than it takes to get to the Hamptons, he recalled. That solace would soon end when in 2009, Michael's oldest son was arrested and charged with possession of methamphetamine. His sentence was increased to 7 years when he was caught selling prescription drugs in prison.
He's been in solitary for almost 2 years. And as a parent, I've been told you cannot visit him for 2 years.
Although the actor felt like a bad father and the public shamed him as one, Douglas said that prison would be the best thing for him. He was going to be dead or somebody was going to kill him. I think he has a chance to start a new life, and he knows that. After Cameron concluded his sentence in 2016, he credited his stepmom for helping him get through the tough time. He noted how Michael and Catherine never gave up on him, but he particularly noted how the actress supported him along the way. Sadly, 1 year after his son was convicted, Douglas was diagnosed with throat cancer. He underwent radiation and chemotherapy that drained him, but he was determined to beat the cancer. It was grueling for Zeta-Jones to watch her husband go through such a difficult time, but she noted that if there was anything the actor had, it was strength and dignity. By 2011, Michael revealed that he was cancer-free and relieved. During the whole period of chemotherapy, it never crossed his mind that he could die. Maybe that was what kept him alive? The actor said that his specific type of cancer was caused by HPV, which comes about from cunnilingus, otherwise known as oral sex. But we'll get back to that. Around the same time as Douglas's cancer recovery, Zeta-Jones checked herself into a mental health facility to treat her bipolar II disorder. After dealing with the stress of her husband's diagnosis, her disorder was triggered. She'd been dealing with it for quite some time and prefers to stay on top of it by proactively checking herself into a mental health facility. I'm not the kind of person who likes to shout out my personal issues from the rooftops, but with my bipolar becoming public, I hope I can help remove any stigma attached to it. Then after 13 years of marriage, the couple announced they were separating. Reasons behind the split began emerging, and the stress of Michael's cancer battle and Catherine's struggle with her bipolar disorder had taken a toll on their marriage. But that wasn't all. Turns out that Douglas's revelation he got throat cancer through oral sex was the straw that broke the camel's back. The actor never made it clear he had contracted the virus before he met his wife. It all went downhill from there, he said. You don't say. The pair never took any legal action for the separation or divorce, and after 8 months, they were back together.
But I'm crazy about her, and yeah, I think every couple has their difficult times. The only problem is, as you well know, we're all in the public eye, and it tends to get a little more exposed than most. But we're back stronger than ever.
In December 2017, Michael's son made him and Catherine grandparents. The actor couldn't be any more excited about this next phase of their lives. They then had to face becoming empty nesters when their youngest graduated and was off to college. It's scary, it really is. You look at each other and go, "Well, it's just you and me, babe," he said. In 2018, the couple's marriage was tested once more when Douglas was accused by a former employee of sexual harassment. He denied the allegation and said it was a complete lie and fabrication. Zeta-Jones addressed the claims, saying, "My children and I were profoundly devastated by those allegations, and I was torn about where my absolute morals lie." Once again, they got through that obstacle. Catherine and Michael continued to have a fun and loving marriage. Could things be falling apart for the couple after all the turmoil?